we do need to understand what death is. I don't know if ever before, at least as far as anyone can remember, did we ever stop to ask, what is death? What is it? So let's break it down. What exactly dies? Is there something that is alive for a number of years, and then all of a sudden that life goes out? It dies. There's actually no such thing. There is no such thing in nature. So let's take a look. A living person is a combination of a body and a soul. A body and soul that are so perfectly matched that the body actually comes alive with the energy of the soul. Which means the soul is a living entity. It's like this comedian who says, I always wondered, what do batteries run on? What are the batteries of the batteries? What do they look like? The soul doesn't run on somebody else's energy. The soul is a living thing. It is alive. So alive that if it gets really close to a body, even the body will come alive. Which means that the body by itself, without the soul, is never alive. It's from dust to dust. The body is made of earth, and it goes back to earth eventually. So look at what's happening. The body and the soul are together for 120 years, to be optimistic. Then after 120 years, they separate. The soul goes back to being a soul, which it was before it came into the body. So it is still alive because life doesn't die. I mean, how can life die? That's like, how can you have dry water or cold fire? Life is alive. It can't die. So it just goes from here to there. It passes. It doesn't extinguish. The body, on the other hand, is no longer alive. But then again, it was never really alive. It was borrowing life from the soul. So you can't really say that the body died because it's not a living thing. The soul doesn't die because it is a living thing. So what died? It turns out, and this is the Torah definition, death means the contract has run out. The combination of body and soul, every time a soul is sent into a body, it is given a certain amount of time. The angel announces prior to conception how long this person is going to be a combination of body and soul. When that time is up, they separate. The body goes back to where it came from, its natural origins, which is the earth, and that's why we don't cremate. The body needs to be allowed to go back to where it came from, to its nature. That is best for the body, most natural. And the soul goes back to where it came from. A soul among souls. And that's why everywhere in Torah where it talks about death, the the short time that we get to spend as a body and soul, wherever it speaks of that, it speaks about the limit of days, the end of days, the days given for this body and soul to be together. So what actually runs out? What expires? Your time. Soul doesn't die. The soul remains itself. It retains its personality. You see, in nature, there's a law of the preservation of energy, the preservation of matter. So nothing really disappears, but it transforms.